Hi, my name is Emma Weinberg, and if you are here, it probably means that you've just heard the words, your baby has Down syndrome. I know how overwhelming and confusing and even scary that moment can feel. In this video, I'd really like to give you some reassurance, share some practical steps, and help you to understand what the road ahead might look like for you and your beautiful baby. When parents first hear the diagnosis, I think it's often like the ground shifts beneath them. A wave of emotions can come all at once. Sadness for the dreams that you had, shock at the unexpected, guilt as you wonder if you could have done something differently, which by the way, you couldn't have, and worry about what the future might hold. At the very same time though, there's love, fierce, overwhelming love, and joy in who your baby already is. These feelings don't cancel each other out. They sit together and sometimes side by side in the very same breath. Please hold on to this truth. None of these emotions mean you love your baby any less. They mean that you are human. They mean that you care deeply. And they mean your heart is adjusting to a story that looks different from the one that you imagined. It's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel both heavy and hopeful. You are not failing. You are learning to carry something that you never expected. So please, give yourself grace. Take it one moment, one day at a time. It's not a race, and you don't have to have it all figured out today. You and your baby will grow into this together. And along the way, you will find beauty, strength, and joy in places you never thought to look. This is something I want you to hold on to with both hands. Your baby has not changed. They are the very same little person that you loved from the very beginning. The same tiny fingers you counted, the same eyes that searched for yours, the same heartbeat that you already know so well. They are going to smile at you. They're going to laugh with you. They are going to reach for you and love you just like any other baby. They will bring you moments of wonder, joy, and deep connection in ways only your child can. Down syndrome is part of their story, yes, but it's only one part. It does not define the fullness of who they are, nor does it limit the depth of who they can become. Your baby's story will be written through love, through experiences, and through every moment that you share together. At the core, they are and will always be your child, perfectly themselves, perfectly yours. So there are some important medical checks that babies with Down syndrome usually need quite early on. And these are not because something is wrong. It's because we know that certain health needs are more common, and catching them early can help your baby to thrive. So around half of babies with Down syndrome are born with heart differences. An early heart scan can ensure that doctors can monitor or treat anything that might affect your baby's energy, growth, or development due to any heart difference that they might have. And then hearing. Even small hearing difficulties can make learning to talk and connect with others much harder. Checking hearing early allows support if it's needed, so your baby doesn't miss out on sounds, voices, and songs. And then thyroid function. So the thyroid is a little gland inside of our throat over here, and the thyroid helps us with growth, it helps with brain development, and it helps with energy. Sometimes the thyroid can work more slowly in children with Down syndrome, and a simple blood test makes sure that it's doing its job properly. And then their eyes, so vision checks pick up things like squints or need for glasses, which are common but easy to support if caught early. Your pediatrician will guide you through all of this step by step. Think of it as giving your baby the best start, making sure that they have every chance to grow, to explore, and to enjoy the world around them. Something I really want you to understand is the power of early intervention. In the first 3 years of life, your baby's brain is growing and changing more than it ever will, ever again in its life. And we call this neuroplasticity. That is the brain's ability to rewire itself, make new connections, and strengthen neural pathways in the brain through experiences. Think of your baby's brain like a garden. Every time they move, listen, touch, taste, make eye contact, you are planting the seeds, and with repetition and the right kind of nurturing, those seeds are going to grow into strong, lasting pathways. That's what therapy does. We help to make sure that those seeds are planted in the right places and that they grow strong. So what does occupational therapy look like this early? So we work on things like postural control and functional muscle tone, building the strength and stability that babies need so that they can sit, crawl, stand, eventually walk in ways that support their independence. We look at feeding and oral motor skills, helping your baby to drink, to eat, and later to develop speech with confidence. We look at sensory integration. So we use sensory experiences, guiding movement, touch, and sound in ways that help the brain to organize and respond appropriately to the world. We look at fine motor skills, supporting things like reaching, grasping, and play that builds both coordination and curiosity. And then cognition and perception. So helping your baby to notice, process, and make sense of what they see, what they hear, what they feel. These early thinking skills are what allow them to remember things like routine, recognize faces, explore cause and effect, and eventually learn language, problem solving, and how to play. In other words, cognition and perception give meaning to movement, transforming simple action into purposeful and functional activities. And then parent support, so partnering with you so that you feel confident in weaving these strategies into your everyday routines. We also often work alongside physiotherapists who focus more on big body movements and strength, and speech therapists who might begin with feeding and later focus on communication. Together, each of us contributes a vital piece of the puzzle, always with one shared goal, helping your baby to function and thrive in daily life. Early intervention is not about fixing your baby. It's about giving them the strongest possible foundation right when their brain is the most open to learning. Parents often ask me, what will milestones look like for my baby? The important thing to know is that babies with Down syndrome usually follow the same developmental sequence as other children, like rolling, sitting, crawling, standing, walking, babbling, and talking. What's different though is the timing. So motor skills like sitting or walking might come a little bit later because of differences in muscle tone and strength. Speech and language often develop more gradually because the muscles used for speech need extra time to strengthen. And then fine motor and cognitive skills like grasping toys, problem solving, or playing might also unfold at their own pace. The key to remember though is that they do reach these milestones. Progress happens step by step, and every achievement is worth celebrating. One of the beautiful gifts that many parents share is that they learn to slow down. They learn to notice every little victory, every roll, every first clap, every new sound. And while other families might rush past these moments, you are going to get the opportunity to truly savor them. Your baby is going to surprise you, delight you, and show you that development is not a race. It's a journey, and every step of that journey is precious. One of the most powerful things you can do as a parent is to find connection. You don't have to walk this journey on your own. So there are some places in South Africa where you can find support. So there's Down Syndrome South Africa, or DSSA, which is the national umbrella body for Down syndrome associations across the country. And they offer advocacy, education, parent guides, workshops, and webinars. So you can Google them. And then there are also regional associations in different provinces as well. And then there's quite a few Facebook groups. So there's a Facebook group called DSU South Africa Members Group. And they offer peer support, shared experiences, and encouragement, especially when in-person groups might be harder to access. So even if local in-person groups are difficult to find, you can still build support networks that matter. Connecting with one other parent or family that's navigating a similar challenge offers hope, practical tips, and emotional encouragement. Support might come through an association or a hospital or an online community. What's important is that you don't have to go through this journey on your own. Help is available and connection can be profoundly healing. So here's what I'd like you to remember. Your baby has endless potential. Yes, there will be challenges, but there will also be incredible joy, pride, and love along the way. Early support and therapy can make a huge difference in the outcomes, but the most important thing your baby needs is you. You've got this, and your baby has you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, I invite you to explore my online course on development in the first year, where you can learn about different things like your baby's temperament, their sensory profile, sleep, feeding, developmental milestones and how to promote development, lots of practical strategies, play ideas, and ways to support your baby's growth. So you can find that on our website, which is www.littlelives.co.za. And that course is just designed to help you feel confident every step of the way. You aren't alone in this journey.